I turned my struggling gym into consistent 18 to 22K months. This is what I changed first. My mindset. I finally just accepted that I'd built something and people weren't coming. And so I needed help. This is the thing that keeps gym owners stuck for years. They tell themselves all the time, like, oh, it will get better. Like, it's new, so it's going to take time for it to grow. It's like, well, how much time is enough time? How much time is acceptable? How much time needs to pass before you realize that you don't have the skill set to grow your business? Because if you did have the skill set, you would have grown it by now. And so I changed my mindset. I said, I need help. I said, I don't have all the answers, which led me to the next change I made. I stopped listening to the voices around me that didn't have any experience in what I was trying to achieve. And that also meant silencing some of my peers within the CrossFit space who would tell me things like, you're never going to be that successful. Being a CrossFit gym owner is going to be hard. You're not going to have a lot of time for the family. See, all these voices were just expressing where they themselves had failed and saying, you are only allowed the same reality that we've had. And it's not true. I went and paid for mentorship from the top 1% of gym owners in the world. And they taught me skills, tactics, strategies, and mindsets that turned my business from struggling to 18 to 22K months consistently. I employed staff and I reduced the amount of time that I was working in my gym to 10 to 20 hours a week, where I spent that time working on the business rather than in it. So who you're listening to is super important. The last surprising thing I did was I started saying no to certain clients. Yeah, I got picky about who I worked with. I became aware that not everybody is for my business. And the more bad eggs you let in, the more that can actually derail other members in the gym from making progress. So I started having healthy boundaries with bad fit clients. What allowed me to do that was getting really clear on what a good client looked like, what somebody who was willing to change looked like. And those people had problems that they wanted me to solve, which meant they were prepared to actually pay a little bit more for the services that I offered. And this was what started the momentum behind growing my gym. So if you need a little bit of help, let me know.